Hello my dear friends, my name is Vinay Biradar and I welcome you all to this video. Today we shall speak about the regime collapse in Syria in this particular video. So let's begin. First of all, this was Bashar Al Assad, the outgoing president of Syria. He had been embroiled in a civil war for the last 13 years now. The civil war had begun in Syria in 2011 and it was a brutal, massive civil war which ended up killing millions of people in Syria. Syria is a country which falls in the Middle East with its capital at Damascus. Other important cities of Syria include Aleppo and Homs. Majority of the cities in Syria have been under civil war and people have suffered a lot. The chain of events in Syria began in 2011. Across the Middle East, a socio-political movement called as Arab Spring took place. In Syria particularly, the people started demanding for democracy. But the president of Syria, Bashar Al Assad, was absolutely against the prospects of any democracy because he was a dictator. Hence, a civil war broke out between the president's forces and the opposition forces. This is what the Arab Spring looked like. A few countries like Egypt, Tunisia, etc. The Arab Spring was pretty successful in the sense that the people overthrew their own dictatorial regimes. But in Syria, that did not come through very quickly. Because of the call for democracy, president's forces started bombing important cities in an attempt to root out the opposition forces. These bombings occurred very naturally, and it was also alleged that the president's forces had used chemical weapons which are usually banned by the international organizations for its devastations. This is how the Syrian cities look like. They have been completely devastated due to the ongoing fights between both the parties involved. Soon, a group of resistance forces started cropping up across Syria in opposition to the president's forces. The president's forces started bombing cities and arrested any civilian who called for democratic reforms. President Assad of Syria soon found himself isolated on the geopolitical and international arena. However, he had some friends, and that was in the form of Russia and Iran. Russia jumped into Syria to help Assad to counter the influence of USA in the Middle East. Iran had its own geopolitical interests. It wanted to cut down the influence of Turkey across the Middle East. So these two forces helped Assad to survive this long. However, very recently, that is on the 8th of December 2024, we suddenly saw that the resistance forces, which had been fighting Assad's forces for the last 13 years, immediately cropped up and sprang up a surprise by capturing the capital of Damascus, which led Assad to flee. Now the question was, where did the president go? Was he killed or was he successful in fleeing Syria? According to a few reports, President Bashar Al Assad has fled to Russia, where he has sought asylum, and Russian government has already granted him the asylum. Russia has also asserted that it would continue the resistance in Syria and oppose any interest which goes against the Russians in Syria or the Middle East. His name is Gorani and he is the new head of the transitional government in Syria. Syria stands at a very peculiar place today and the world is watching Syria. The political and social implications of the civil war will have its influence throughout the Arab Peninsula. India has to be monitoring these events very closely. So friends, if you have liked this video, please do share, like and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye. Jai Hind.